My beloved child, the moment you pressed play, something in the unseen world shifted, because today, a truth that has been circling your life like a silent storm is finally ready to break open. Someone around you has built an entire fantasy of a future with you, a dream they never dared to confess out loud. But that dream is not innocent. They are hoping to marry you, not purely out of love, but because they believe joining their life with yours will grant them access to something you hold without realizing its value. They have watched you rise from pain, they have seen the quiet power you carry, they have been studying your strengths, your blessings, your connections, your destiny, and in their mind, the only way to reach the door of abundance that follows you is by being tied to you permanently. They are obsessed, determined, and strangely confident that you will never see their hidden motive. Yet today, the veil slips, and what they hope to take from you is finally being brought into light. Listen closely, because this next part will make your heart stop for a second. This person has rehearsed an entire script of innocence, acting supportive, acting loyal, acting calm whenever you pull away. But inside, they are calculating every movement like a player waiting for the perfect moment to strike emotionally, not violently. They believe you hold access to a life they were never able to build for themselves. Whether it is your spiritual grace, your increasing success, your rising influence, the respect people naturally give you, or the blessings that follow your footsteps, something in you feels like a gateway they desperately want to step through. They imagine wearing your last name, living in your home, sharing your resources, being part of your future plans, being introduced to your circle, inheriting opportunities that were never meant for them. They crave your destiny more than your affection, though they hide it behind soft words and warm smiles. And the shocking part is that they think you will never question their sudden devotion, because you have a heart big enough to trust, but today, that trust is being protected by truth. What you are about to hear will shake your understanding of this connection. This person has already made assumptions about your future together, not because they believe in divine timing, but because they believe that marrying you is their shortcut to a life they feel entitled to. They watch how people admire you, how luck seems to bend toward you, how even your silent prayers manifest, how every setback transforms into elevation for you. They see you as rare, valuable, powerful. Someone whose presence alone changes fortunes. And instead of being inspired, they have become strategic. They speak softly, but think boldly. They stay close, but for reasons they would never admit. They compliment you, but their eyes always wander to what surrounds you, your growth, your influence, your gifts, your path. Deep inside, they whisper to themselves, if I marry them, everything they touch will finally touch me too. This is not love. This is longing mixed with ambition, disguised as devotion. Now the atmosphere shifts, because here is the most unsettling truth. This person is terrified that you will discover their motive before they secure their place in your life. They fear your intuition more than anything. Every time you become distant, they panic, not because they miss your presence, but because they fear losing their access to the destiny they want to siphon. They imagine themselves beside you at events, in photos, in celebrations where you shine brightest. They imagine introducing themselves as your partner, not out of pride, but because they want the world to attach your influence to their identity. They hope that the moment you exchange vows, their struggles will magically dissolve, their path will become easier, their failures will be rewritten through your success. This is why they observe you so closely, why they never want you out of reach, why they suddenly appear with kindness when they sense you drifting. They are trying to secure a future that was never theirs to take, using a love they don't fully understand. But hear this with clarity, for it is the most powerful revelation of all. The universe is exposing their intentions now because your destiny cannot be hijacked, redirected, or diluted by anyone's hidden agenda. What you carry is yours. Your blessings, your breakthroughs, your opportunities, your spiritual inheritance. No marriage built on concealed motives can touch what was divinely assigned to you. Their plan may feel subtle, but the truth is roaring like thunder behind the scenes. You are being guided to see the difference between love that protects you and love that uses you. You are being awakened so you do not walk blindly into a bond designed to drain you emotionally or energetically. There is nothing dangerous here, no threat to your safety, just a truth that prevents you from stepping into a future built on someone else's hunger. The universe is placing a shield between their intentions and your destiny. Stay with this truth, because every second ahead will reveal why your heart was chosen to see beyond the illusion. My beloved child, lean in closely now, because what unfolds from this moment forward will pierce straight through the fog someone has placed around your life. You are not imagining the sudden sweetness, the unexpected attention, the exaggerated care they started giving you recently. It didn't come from love, it came from urgency. They feel time slipping. They feel the universe pushing you forward faster than they expected. They feel you rising into a season where people who truly value you will enter your orbit. And that terrifies them, because their plan is simple. Marry you before you realize your worth fully, before you understand the power of your own destiny, before someone genuine steps in and shows you what pure love actually feels like. They want the commitment signed, sealed, and locked before your eyes completely open. That is why the universe is whispering to you today, stay with me, don't scroll away, because the truth you're about to hear will protect everything your heart was built to carry. Here comes a twist your mind needs to prepare for, because this part reveals their deepest fear. They worry that if you gain clarity, you will walk away effortlessly, because they know you have a heart strong enough to release anyone who doesn't match your soul. They know your intuition is growing sharper, your spirit is becoming louder, and your growth is becoming too obvious to hide behind charm. They sense that you are entering a phase where you attract people who match your honesty, your courage, your purpose. And they cannot allow that. So they cling, they flatter, they act overly committed, they pretend to be the perfect partner. They imagine marriage as their winning move, the final way to anchor themselves into your life. They believe that once the bond is official, once your name becomes tied to theirs, your blessings will automatically become their refuge. But stay with me, because their assumptions are about to collapse under the weight of truth. Now listen to this shift, because the universe is showing you their pattern with painful clarity. When you are rising, they appear. When you are tired, they disappear. When fortune moves toward you, they hold your hand. But when the storm hits you, they step back and observe. They want the shine, not the struggle. They want the crown, not the responsibility. They want the benefits of love, without carrying the duty of loyalty. They picture the life they will gain beside you, not the love they will give you. They imagine the doors that will open for them, not the heart they must protect. Their mind is focused on what you possess, not who you are. And that is the exact reason the universe is urging you to stay with this message until the end, because clarity is rising inside you like fire. But here's where the revelation becomes unstoppable, and you must not look away. This person has tried convincing themselves that their intentions are harmless, that wanting your blessings is the same as wanting you. But love cannot grow where motives are hidden. Affection cannot survive where truth is disguised. Their desire to marry you is not fueled by destiny, it is fueled by desire for elevation. They mistakenly believe that being with you will upgrade their life instantly, as if your energy can repair their wounds, rebuild their failures, or rewrite their reputation. They see your rising influence, your inner strength, your unstoppable growth, and they think, if I attach myself now, everything will change for me. But the universe is saying, your destiny is not an elevator for someone who refuses to climb their own staircase. Now let the final truth of this part settle deeply, because this is where your power becomes undeniable. No matter how close they stand, no matter how softly they speak, no matter how urgently they try to secure you, the universe will not allow manipulation dressed as love to shape your future. Stay with me, because your story is shifting right now. Every blessing meant for you is protected. Every opportunity tied to you is guarded. Every step ahead is being cleared with divine precision. You are being pulled into alignment with people who love you for your heart, not your harvest. People who choose you, not your success. People who see your soul, not your shine. And as you continue listening, you will feel something awakening within you, a clarity that cannot be unlearned, a strength that cannot be shaken, and a truth that cannot be hidden anymore. My beloved child, prepare yourself, because this is the moment where the universe pulls back the final layer. The intentions they thought you would never see. This person has been walking around with a silent confidence, almost a secret satisfaction, believing they could secure you before destiny exposes their motive. They truly thought that if they acted patient, acted loyal, acted consistent, you would naturally fall into their plan without questioning a single thing. They underestimated your intuition. They underestimated your rising awareness. And above all, they underestimated the protection that surrounds your life. What they hoped to take from you was not small, it was everything you've built quietly, slowly, painfully. They hoped that by marrying you, they could merge into the life you carved through resilience, effort, and divine guidance. But today, the universe is lifting you out of the fog they wrapped around your heart, and revealing exactly why their sudden desire for commitment felt strangely urgent. Now listen deeper, because this next truth hits harder than everything before it. This person has been studying you like a blueprint, how you make decisions, how you handle pressure, how you attract opportunities, how people speak highly of you even behind your back. They watch the respect you receive, the spiritual protection around you, the blessings that chase you, the way life bends differently for you. They see how effortlessly you transform obstacles into victories, how you rise every time someone tries to break you, how your silence alone carries power. And something inside them whispered, if I marry this person, all of that becomes mine too. It was never about sharing life together, it was about stepping into a destiny they didn't earn. They fantasize about the doors that will open through your name, the credibility they will gain standing beside you, the opportunities that will flow to them simply because they are tied to you. And the universe is telling you clearly, love cannot grow where motives are rooted in hunger. But here is where the revelation becomes almost unbelievable, and yet your soul already sensed it. This person has practiced a version of themselves specifically for you. A kinder version, a gentler version, a more stable version, because they know their real self wouldn't survive the light of your intuition. They adjust their behavior based on your moods. They mirror your dreams so you think you're aligned. They imitate your values so you believe they're genuine. They say what you want to hear before you even say it. Not because they understand you deeply, but because they want to secure their place before someone else sees your worth and claims it with purer intentions. They are afraid, not of losing love, but of losing an opportunity disguised as love. That's why the universe needs you to stay in this moment, to not skip, to not scroll away, because you are standing at a crossroads your heart must recognize. Now let the truth intensify, because this is the part that reveals why you kept feeling uneasy without knowing why. You may have noticed inconsistencies, moments where their words didn't match their energy, moments where their affection felt rehearsed, moments where their excitement about your future felt strangely tied to their own convenience. They show enthusiasm when your life improves, but become quiet when you face challenges. They celebrate your wins loudly, but disappear emotionally when you need support. This is not love, this is selective loyalty. And selective loyalty is the biggest warning sign of someone who wants what you have, not who you are. The universe has been dropping signs, the hesitation you felt, the sudden moments of distance, the questions that formed in your mind, the dreams that made you uneasy. All of it was divine protection whispering, look deeper. See beyond the mask. This person's intention is not to build with you, but to benefit from you. And now comes the breakthrough, the part where your destiny takes the lead. You are not meant to enter a commitment built on someone else's expectation of gain. You are not meant to anchor your future to a person whose love dims when your blessings pause. You are not meant to carry someone who plans to use marriage as an escape from their own unhealed life. The universe is stepping in because your heart is too sacred, your purpose is too powerful, and your future is too valuable to be entangled with motives that do not honor your soul. As you breathe through this truth, something inside you is awakening, a sense of clarity, a surge of inner power, a recognition of your worth that cannot be manipulated or overshadowed. You are stepping into the light of awareness, and once you see with this clarity, you cannot unsee it. My beloved child, breathe slowly, because what I am about to reveal is the moment where everything finally connects, the motive, the timing, the behavior, the sudden intensity. This person has been moving around your life like someone who is preparing for a future they have already planned without you knowing. They imagine themselves beside you, not because they see your soul, but because they see your future as the safest shelter they could ever enter. They believe that marrying you will secure them a life of stability, respect, opportunity, and emotional elevation. They convince themselves that once they are tied to you, every door that refuses to open for them now will swing wide. They have woven an entire fantasy where your blessings become their bridge, your growth becomes their advancement, your success becomes their escape. And yet, they never realize that the universe sees what the human eye hides. Now watch how the truth unfolds, because their plan was never chaotic, it was calculated. They intentionally show up at moments where you seem emotionally open, hoping to anchor themselves deeper. They suddenly express long-term dreams when they sense your vulnerability. They talk about future homes, future celebrations, future journeys, all with a softness that hides a motive sharper than you realized. They subtly push the idea of commitment, saying things like, "We just fit," or "I feel like this is meant," hoping you will feel destiny where they feel convenience. Their urgency is not organic, it is rooted in fear. Fear that if they don't secure you now, life will place someone in your path who loves you for your soul, not your success. They fear the entrance of someone who will give you what they cannot: love without agenda, loyalty without conditions, commitment without calculation. But here comes the part that shifts everything, because the universe has been silently tracking their intentions long before you sensed them. Every time they spoke of a future, the universe examined the energy beneath their words. Every time they acted caring, the universe measured the truth of their motive. Every time they looked at your blessings instead of your heart, the universe made a note. This is not punishment, it is protection. You are not being warned to fear. You are being prepared to choose wisely. You are being lifted out of a version of love that looks warm on the outside but takes from you on the inside. You are being guided away from someone who wants your light but cannot handle your darkness, who wants your blessings but cannot support your wounds, who wants your shine but cannot honor your journey. Their desire to marry you is rooted in the belief that your life will fix theirs. But marriage is not a repair shop for broken intentions. Now feel how deeply this resonates, because your spirit already sensed something that your mind had not yet named. You felt the mismatch whenever their enthusiasm grew louder around your achievements but quieter around your struggles. You sensed the shift when they reacted more to your opportunities than your emotions. You noticed how they never asked, "How can I support you?" but often hinted, "Imagine what life will look like once we're together." You felt appreciated, yet not understood. Seen, but not truly known. Wanted, but not cherished. Their affection often felt more like strategy than sincerity, and now the universe is validating every instinct you ignored. What they hoped to take from you was not your heart, it was your future. And your future is too sacred to be handed to someone who only values it when it benefits them. And now comes the turning point, the moment your destiny regains full control. Your life is stepping into a season where clarity becomes your armor. The universe is cleansing your path, removing illusions, and revealing intentions not to break your trust but to strengthen your wisdom. You are being guided into alignment with people who love your essence, not your elevation. People who want your presence, not your privileges. People who see partnership, not profit. As this truth settles in your heart, you will feel a powerful calm rising, the kind that comes when a door is closed for your protection, not your limitation. You are stepping into a destiny no hidden motive can manipulate, no shadow can steal, and no disguised intention can enter. My beloved child, stay right here, because this is the part where the universe shows you the scene happening behind the curtains, where their intentions, their plans, and their hidden expectations finally collide with the truth they never wanted you to see. This person has been imagining a life with you where everything you fought for becomes something they inherit without ever lifting the weight you carried. They picture themselves stepping into your world as if it were already theirs. Your comforts becoming their comforts, your circle becoming their circle, your success becoming the foundation of their new identity. They believe that marrying you will rewrite their story instantly, removing the stagnation they feel, erasing the obstacles they refuse to face, and lifting them into a future that was crafted by your sweat, your healing, your sacrifice. They do not want to walk the journey, you already completed it. They only want to arrive at the destination with your hand as their ticket. But here comes the revelation that shifts everything: they never expected your spirit to awaken. They never expected the universe to expose their silent calculations. They thought they could play the long game, act patient, act gentle, act devoted until you trusted them enough to open the doors they've been eyeing. They believed that once you gave your commitment, the path would be too emotionally tangled for you to see the truth or walk away. But the universe is reminding you, your heart is not a tool. Your destiny is not a shortcut. Your blessings are not a passcode someone can obtain through emotional persuasion. You are not meant to be tied to someone who studies your miracles more than your soul, someone who prepares for a future rooted in what they can gain instead of what they can give. Now watch how their fear grows, because deep inside, they know this truth is slipping out of their hands. They sense a shift in your energy, your clarity growing sharper, your boundaries forming stronger, your awareness rising like a sunrise that no curtain can block. They feel your spirit waking up, and that terrifies them more than anything. Because once your eyes fully open, their entire plan collapses. Their access disappears. Their confidence dissolves. Their imaginary future breaks apart. They know they cannot disguise their motive much longer. That is why they suddenly become extra sweet, extra attentive, extra available. That is why they start speaking more about forever, more about destiny, more about building together. They are trying to secure their position before you realize that their love is conditional, that their commitment is opportunistic, that their intentions are wrapped in a softness that hides ambition. Now let your intuition absorb this part, because this is where the universe reveals the core truth. Someone who hopes to marry you for what you carry will never be able to handle the weight of who you are. They want your blessings, but they cannot handle your storms. They want your success, but they cannot withstand your process. They want the glow, but they cannot survive the heat that forged you into who you are. If they knew your journey, they would realize that your destiny cannot be borrowed, copied, stolen, or merged. Your path is spiritual, protected, designed by something far greater than a human motive. The universe has positioned you in such a way that no one can receive from you what was not meant for them. And this person is starting to understand that, slowly, painfully, silently. Now comes the moment of power, the moment where your heart steps into alignment with truth. You are entering a phase where nothing hidden can remain hidden, where no agenda can survive near your spirit, where no disguised intention can take root in your future. You are being guided toward connections built on loyalty, not leverage. On sincerity, not strategy. On mutual growth, not one-sided gain. Someone is coming who loves you for your soul, not your shine. Someone whose intentions match your destiny, not your resources. Someone who wants a life with you, not a life from you. And as this truth wraps around your heart, you will feel a calm certainty settle inside you. The universe is removing anyone who hopes to marry you for the wrong reasons and preparing someone whose love will honor, protect, and cherish the very essence that makes you extraordinary.